Are you serious? Are you serious? I've just about had enough of this. How much more are we going to, how much longer are we going to let the Chinese smuggle in pathogens into this country? When are we going to say, why are they here? Why are they going to our schools and our major research centers? Why are these people from Wuhan, China, always working in our top labs in this country? What's going on? I'll tell you all about that in just a second, but I'm going to try to calm down, just relax for a moment. But as we, because another one just got arrested. As we age, our body's natural collagen production declines, leading to visible signs like thinning your hair, brittle nails, joint discomfort, and worst of all, wrinkles. That's right. Collagen, or the lack of it, is one of the leading causes of wrinkles and sagging skin. Unfortunately, most collagen typically is found on the store shelves don't provide the right type of collagen necessary. No, they just to combat the situation or the wrinkles. That's why guys, this has been almost 8 years now. Almost 8 years, I've been telling you, I can trust BioTrust. They take the best collagen. They use the 5 best collagens they are, made of fish and plant collagen. And you take 1 scoop of this a day, 1 scoop in the soup or in the smoothie or in the coffee. You won't even taste it. It's tasteless. It's odorless. You'll become ageless if you'll do this. And save 51% off right now if you click on that link below this video. Click on that link, www.healthwithpaul.com. You'll be glad and you'll look good because you did. All right, I'm going to try not to lose my cool. I'm going to try every way in the world to not go ballistic. But I'm just, are you getting tired of these guys? I'm tired of China. President Trump was correct when he said that these guys, when he first called the pandemic the China virus, he was right. He was right. Nobody wanted to go with that. Everybody wanted to be so politically correct. But the truth is, he was right, okay? They're trying to destroy us. They're trying to ruin us. They're trying to just destroy us. I mean, basically, because look, this is a communist movement to create a new world order, but the Chinese are very much involved. And then the globalists are working with them along with the radical extremists. All right, U.S. says it has arrested another Chinese researcher accused of smuggling biological material. This is the second time this week we've arrested somebody. And guess what? She was also studying to be a doctor at the University of Michigan. What's going on with this connection between Michigan and Wuhan? What's this girl's name?
Chen Xuanhan.
What? Say that again. Can you guys hear this?
Chen Xuanhan.
Okay, here's the American translation.
Chen chooses Han.
Chen chooses Han. That's a little easier. Can you guys hear that? Am I losing control here? Okay, thank you. But this is the Chinese version.
Chen Xuanhan.
Okay, because, I'm tired of trying to make these. You guys have heard my Paul Begley vocabulary, and I've come up with names that just way out. I'm just going to try to use that. Anyway, the U.S. authorities yesterday said that they arrested this lady from China, Wuhan.
Chen Xuanhan.
From Wuhan, China. She's accused of smuggling the biological material into this country. This is the second case in days. The FBI said that in a criminal complaint that the researcher identified as
Chen Xuanhan.
a Chinese doctorate student at the College of Life Science and Technology at the Huzhong University of Science and Technology in Wuhan, China, was arrested at the airport in Detroit. According to the complaint, Han, since September, has sent 4 shipments from China containing concealed biological dangerous material to staff members at the laboratory in the University of Michigan, and where she planned to spend a year completing a project, she says. Officials said that Han made false statements about the shipments when federal agents questioned her about them when she arrived in the United States from Shanghai. Now, 2 Chinese nationals were charged last week after the FBI said it had been determined that one tried to smuggle a toxic fungus among us. What? A toxic fungus among us. Now get this, into the United States, also to research at the University of Michigan. Now, one, a researcher at the university, was arrested, remains in custody, while the other was denied entry in the United States last year and remains at large. According to the complaint, the biological material that Han is accused of smuggling can sometimes be hidden between the pages of a book. What? It is related to round worms. You would have to have a special government permit to bring it in so that it is under government observation in a U.S. government lab. But the complaint also alleges that Han deleted the contents of her electronic device, her iPad, 3 days before she came to Detroit. Han stated she deleted the content to get a fresh start while she was in the United States. Okay? No, she's hiding. I mean, at least she hid her stuff. Okay? Hunter Biden, he wasn't smart enough to delete anything. Are you serious? She's a little smarter than Hunter. Not much, but a little. And then the Chinese embassy in Washington did not immediately respond to an email request for comment outside of business hours. With regards to the other 2 Chinese nationals who were presently charged, a spokesperson for the Chinese Foreign Affairs Ministry said last week that he was not aware of the situation, but that the Chinese government has always required citizen. Let me ask a question. You are the Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister, and you weren't aware that 2 of your citizens was arrested in the United States for trying to smuggle a fungus among us? Dude, was your head buried in the Wuhan sand? Can I just ask? I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of the whining and the crying. I'm tired of all the lying. The Chinese are trying to destroy our food supply. They bought farms. They own 80% of the meat processing of beef out of Texas. They own large pieces of property near some of our military installations. Now they're bringing in pathogens to try to destroy our food supply, our crops. I'm tired of it. This guy who says he's the Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister said, I'm not aware of the situation last week. Dude, your head is buried somewhere in the Wuhan sand. And Chinese government has always required, they said, Chinese citizens overseas to strictly abide by the local. You don't abide by any laws. Don't tell me that you tell your people to abide by all the laws in America. You guys are smuggling everything. The University of Michigan also did not immediately reply to a request for comment. In a statement in response to the case last week, the University of Michigan said it was cooperating with federal law enforcement and that it strongly condemned any actions that seek to cause harm, threaten national security, or undermine the university's critical public mission. I can believe that. I don't think the University of Michigan is necessarily involved in this. These are students from China that are trying to do their own thing. A fungus among us. And now this thing she was bringing in was a roundworm. This roundworm can corrupt crops and you can't shut it down. You can't stop it. And now roundworm is known to be in crops in different parts of the world, but this was a special genetically modified roundworm that with turn loose could do destruction to wheat. So can you imagine that? Victor Gala, a professor of plant pathology at the University of Queensland in Australia, told us that the fungus that was coming in the other day, that it can be very aggressive, and it would definitely That's why you have to have biosecurity regulation, prevent people from moving fungus among us, pathogens, from one part of the world to another. So here we go. The roundworm could be damaging to crops in the environment. And it could be very, 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 very bad. Well,
Chen Xuanhan.
I'm no, just no more of that. So this is where we're at. I'm going to try to stay calm, but it's just getting tired. I'm getting tired. Now, I was just on the phone earlier this morning with my son, Bart Begley. He has just released, I think, 8 videos or something like that. And they're all like 1-minute videos over at his YouTube channel. You can go check it out. There's some very, very interesting, some big news breaking. He's going to be putting together for me 4 videos that will be some breaking news. Each video will be posted on this channel, and each video will have 3 news stories, okay? You'll see the headline, but there will be 3 news stories to every video, okay? So you might want to check that out. His channel name is BC Begley Channel. So it's BC Begley Channel. Check that out, okay? He does a lot of videos every day, okay? And they're all little 1 minute. But he does for me periodically 4 videos at a time, and each of those videos will have 3 news articles on them, 3 news stories on each video, and that's coming up later today right here on this YouTube channel. Thank you, Radio Force. Glad you are asking. And guys, I just don't understand. We have to stop people illegally coming into this country by sealing the southern border, and then, as you can see, the deportations of illegals out of this country, especially the dangerous ones, the violent ones, especially them. Trump is doing what he said he would do, but we got to take it a step further. Even if you come in here legally, why are so many people coming into this country through China? And why are we allowing all of these people to work in universities in top research positions in America? What is the purpose? They go back to China. They learn everything from technology to aerospace to agricultural to industrial to engineering. We bring them in. We pay for all of their schooling out of the federal government, and then we ship them back to China. I just don't understand look. I could understand a small percentage. You could always let in from everywhere, but man, we're talking a lot of people. While the Americans are not getting to go to school, nobody's paying their way, and we're being pushed down to take different jobs, and we're being pushed away from the more skilled, technically advanced positions. It sounds to me like what I've been talking about in my book, but I've been talking about on the air all these years, is that they're trying to build a new world order, one pathogen at a time. And I'm not even going to talk about the pandemic because we know where that came from. Wuhan. So it's just, I don't want to go on a rant here, but I mean, it's just getting tiring. It's getting old. We all know what's going on right in front of our face, and every now and then we catch somebody with a fungus among us. So, and these deadly pathogens.
I see geese flying high above the water, the child fishing with his father in the rain. I can smell blackberry brandy and chocolate-covered candy. I see a soldier crying on a train, falling asleep, reading Hemingway. And the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I dream with weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn. I walked the lonely streets of Paris. I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
Good to see you, Miss CD, and Scripture
I feel
Reference.
the deepness of his weakness. I can taste the brandy sweet
And Wendy Fowler.
at a roadside
Idaho Cafe.
I can hear old
Teddy laughing, Fitzgerald's toes a tapping at the roaring sound of yesterday. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
and the light under the Tiffany lamp glows all night long as I
Dream of weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn.
I walk the lonely streets of Paris.
I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
And the light under
Good morning,
the
Deborah.
Tiffany lamp glows
All night long,
as I dream
a weary wonder, leaving Earth before the dawn.
I walk the lonely streets of Paris.
I was lost and so afraid, falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
And a shotgun blast echoed across the page. Falling asleep, reading Hemingway.
Yeah, so we there's definitely something going on with all these pathogens coming in. And like I said, this is the third one in the last week. This young lady was bringing in a biological, dangerous pathogen, a roundworm that could really corrupt the wheat. You know, the Bible says, it talks about the wheat and the barley, but he says, don't hurt the oil and the wine. In other words, he won't let that happen to the oil and the wine. But certainly, the genetically modified organisms is one thing. We got that. We've done that to ourselves here in America, but now they're bringing in these fungus among us and these roundworms and other pathogens that they're putting into the crops to destroy our crops. Guys, it's all part of a hostile takeover of America. It's coming at us from different directions, from every direction. It's to try to corrupt us, destroy us, and overtake us. It's part of the Bible prophecy of a new world order. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. I got a ton of stuff to talk about today, so stay with me. And don't forget, and Tuesday night we always launch our Paul Begley podcast. Well, have you heard of Dr. Sherry Tenpenny? Very controversial, because during the pandemic, she took her stand, and she extremely, but she's very, very good. My son Paul Begley interviewed her, and that will be on the podcast. That will be released live at the Paul Begley podcast channel tonight at 6 o'clock. I'll be in that chat room. There's a chat room with it. It gets so this broadcast is released at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight at the Paul Begley podcast channel. Okay? And there will be a live chat room, so you can be in the chat room chatting. It's going to be very interesting. It was a great interview. She really gets and explains, and I can't even say what she explains because I don't want it to affect this channel, but go watch the podcast. It's also on Spotify. It's released at the same time on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and all Squawker and Squeaker and all the places that there are podcasts, all of them, okay? Even Clyde Lewis's Ground Zero media channel. So it's everywhere. God bless all of you. I'll see you guys in a few minutes because there's some more big stories. I just had to get this off my chest. I'm just tired of these people trying to destroy our nation.